Which header of HTTP response provides control over caching? So the HTTP response headers that provide control over caching are permanently called. We have two mainly, or three. Let me delete all of that. We have the cache control, and we have the expires, and we have the ETag. Okay. So each of these headers plays a specific role in managing how responses are cached on the client side or by intermediary proxies. And understanding these headers is crucial for effective cache management in web developments. Let's talk about each one of them one by one. Let's first start with the cache control. Let's make it bigger here. Okay. Um, So this is a primary HTTP header used to specify directives for caching mechanisms in both requests and responses. The cache control header can include several directives that control the behavior of the cache. Let's talk about some of which are. Let's make it one by one. First, we have the max age, this one by second. This one will specifies the maximum amount of time a resource will be considered fresh. This is relative to the time on the request. We have no cache. Let me number two, no cache. This one forces caches to submit the request to the origin server for validation before releasing a cache copy every time. We have no store. This one directs caches and not to store any part of the request or response. We have public. This one specifies that the response is intended to for a single user and must not be stored by shared caches. Number five, must really validate. This one tells caches that they can obey the validation rules of the max age directive or other freshness information exactly. That is they must revalidate stale resource before serving them. We will not talk about the expiry. Let's delete everything here. Expires. So the expires header is a bit older and provides a specific date time after which the response is considered stale. This header is straightforward but less flexible compared to the cache control because it uses absolute time. So, for example, let's have this example. For example, we will have like expires Wednesday, 27th October, things like that. So if both the cache control and expires are present, the cache control will take the precedence. Okay. We have the ETag. We didn't talk about ETag yet. So let's talk about it. So the ETag, which is entity tag header, is not used to control caching directly, but works in conjunction with caching headers to manage cache validation. It provides a mechanism to cache and validate a resource based on a unique identifier of its version, which helps in optimizing the use of bandwidth and reducing unnecessary HTTP requests. An example of an ETag, it will be like something like that. So caches and servers use ETag along with conditional headers like if none match, for example, to determine if a resource in the cache matches the one of the server. If they match, the server can return 3 or 4, which is not modified response, instead of sending the resource again. Let's talk about a usage example of how they work with each other. So let's have this one. So in this case, the response specified that the resource should be considered fresh for 3,600 seconds, which is 1 hour, and must be revalidated with the server once it becomes stale. The ETag provides a specific version maker, and yeah, this is how it will work. And understanding and appropriately setting these headers allows developer to effectively manage how their web resources are cached across the internet, which can significantly affect application performance, server load, and user experience. So that's it for this video, and see you in the future.